Hello again, YouTube. Got another review for you today. This time it's a retro, and I've honestly had this shoe for a long time. I just never did a review on it because I tend to more aim my desires towards performance shoes, and this is more of a retro model, of course. And again, this is the Air Penny Half Cent. Its logo is featured right there. Or half. I don't know if you can see it. It's a little bit holographic and hard to see. But there's a lot of things about this shoe that requires pointing out. It's got a lot of little details. Of course, being a retro model, there's a lot of things put into it as far as its aesthetics and its looks. Not so much its performance. Of course, back in its day, this was a high performance shoe. In fact, at one time, you know, the Foamposite line was one of the lightest, was the lightest basketball shoe ever made. Not specifically this model, even though it does have a Foamposite upper, but I'm talking specifically about the Foamposite 1. This shoe doesn't really share a whole lot of characteristics with the Foamposite 1. It does, however, share one specific one. It laces. Of course, my screen, or I don't know why, but my camera is in widescreen, so if I turn it this way it looks long, if I turn it this way it looks wide. Just compensate for it. But the laces come fairly far down the shoe, just like in the Foamposite, but not quite as far. In the Foamposite they come to about right here, but still this is much further than a normal basketball shoe laces go. And also this oval design in the outsole can also be seen in the Foamposite 1, as well as this half cent model. Again, both models were made for Penny Hardaway. The only other similarity between the two is, of course, the utilization of the Foamposite upper, which is it's very durable. As honestly, it may be old technology that's not used in performance models today, but one thing that can be said about it: it's shiny and it looks cool as hell, but it's also very durable. It doesn't scuff, it doesn't crease, it wipes off really easily because it's a smooth surface that doesn't like to hold stains. There's a lot of resilient things about it. It is very strong too, as far as like containing the foot. But there's a few cons about this shoe, of course, but you can tell that, you know, it's got a good little wrap on the foot if your foot were actually in the shoe. But there is a few cons about this shoe. One, it's heavy. You know, of course, just showing the retro about the shoe. At one time, these shoes were the lightest shoes. Some of the lightest shoes, not specifically this model. Again, the Foamposite 1, but this was in the same conversation. These collections of shoes were some of the lightest basketball shoes that were out during the time. And I mean, that just shows you how far basketball shoes have come along, because this shoe is fairly heavy. It's a pound. I would say it's about a pound, a little more, probably a little bit more than a pound. It does utilize some technology that's been around for a while, the tried and true Air Max. This is a more high pressured Air Max than the usual one. It's if you can tell, it doesn't have a lot of give in it. It's very high pressure, but it does offer a good amount of cushioning, as well as throughout the rest of the shoe. You can see how this part right here squishes in a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm able to squish my hand a little bit, which is of course because there's a layer. If you can see the threshold of where that Foamposite wraps over, that's the threshold of the cushioning in the forefoot. I don't believe that the rest of it's Air Max. I believe Air Max is only present in the heel, and the rest of it's either a Phylon or a Cushlon system. But you know, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I've worn quite a few basketball shoes, and I'm gonna put my bet on that. There is a symbol here. It's not any logo of Penny Hardaway's. His actual logo is this metallic color changing sticker, which is it's sort of like a letter with a P with a C through it. Maybe not even a P. I don't know exactly what it is. It's like a double bar with a C going through it. But this changes. I'm not sure if I'm able to showcase it to you all of its colors, but it does of course what you're seeing through the screen. Of course I can see the screen as well. I'm seeing a lot of green on the screen, but it does go from green to also purple and blue, and both models do have that on the outside. One difference though is this is the right shoe, and oops, sorry, this is the right shoe, and inside it does have Penny Hardaway, and he is in a cowboy hat, and I'm not for sure what his jersey says, but yeah, I can't read it. I believe it says Penny, and then it says half, and his shoes have spurs on them. You can probably see the spurs, and you can see below the writing of his shirt or his jersey, you can see half. Again, this is the half cent model, the Air half cent. That's all the technologies that it utilizes, though. Is, you know, it's either a Phylon or a cushioning system. It's got Air Max in the heel, foam posit upper, and it does utilize a inner sleeve, which if you've watched my other videos, you know I really like inner sleeves because of the comfort they provide, and they make a plusher feel of the shoe. And this inner sleeve is all one piece, the back and the front. This piece just simply dips down and then connects to the front. This is all one piece. In the front, however, it's a little bit more rigid in just the ankle region, and then it goes back to this soft and rather cushioned, I guess you would say a sock liner, as well as in the back. This is actually a very cushioned inner sleeve, and it's very comfortable. The shoe, I've actually worn it to play basketball in fairly quite a few times. I know that most people probably don't. They're probably like, no, don't damage it. But yeah, I've worn this as a basketball shoe. That's what I do with most of my shoes. I don't really collect shoes. I like to get a lot of shoes and wear them in sports. I don't really like to buy them and then not wear them, or simply just wear them to walk around in. But this shoe, as far as performance-wise, it's not that great. It's a very heavy shoe. It's, you know, I said it's probably over a pound. It uses a fairly not grippy, but it's very durable rubber. It's a sort of a boot rubber. If you see, it's rounded. If we can get a little bit more light on that, maybe you can see how maybe it's not very textured. It's just smooth. It does have a herringbone pattern, which is, I wish, you know, maybe I'm thinking about this performance-wise, and a lot of people are like, you know, don't screw with it, but if this little herringbone pattern had been up here and this little blob pattern had been down here, you know, maybe it would have performed better, because, you know, we all know that you make all your cuts on your toes, so maybe that would have enhanced the performance. But, you know, I don't even wear the shoe anymore anyways, so it doesn't matter. In fact, probably after this review, I'll probably be trying to find someone to give this shoe away to as like a thank you to one of my loyal fans. I'm not sure who I'd give it away to. I mean, if anyone could like boost the popularity of my channel, that I would probably send this to them as a gesture of thank you. But continuing on with the review, the shoe is textured as far as the foam posit. These are raises. These aren't seeped in. These are actually raised above the rest of the foam posit. It also has a pattern on the medial side, and these, however, these sections right here are deeper. And in fact, there's 3 different levels of depth. This is the outermost, and this is these right here, and then you have this inner layer right here, and it sits below, and then this inner stripe sits even further below. So this is the innermost, this is the middle, and this is the outermost, this is the outermost, and you can see it as a continuing pattern. And of course you can hear that foamposite. It's very durable. It's almost like a metallic skin, which is basically what it is. Another aesthetic thing about it is that on both shoes, I'm not going to show it, there's no need to, it just wastes time, but they both have the Penny Hardaway face featured in the heel. It's in a hologram. The other shoe, I'm not going to show you the hologram, just, you know, there's a hologram, but the other shoe does not have the Penny Hardaway cowboy. It simply says Nike. It's the traditional Nike symbol, the more retro design. There's not really much else to say about it. Nike logos, it has one right here. Of course it has this, this is sort of like a glassed one because this is clear, and this lightning bolt design sits below the clearness. So you got a Nike symbol there, a Nike symbol there. You have one right here, which below this Nike symbol is where this, if I didn't point this out earlier, there's like a carbon. You can hear that. There's carbon right there, and carbon right there on either side, and also inside of the swoosh there is carbon. And the outsole is slightly opaque. I wouldn't say translucent, but it's not exactly all the way solid either, so it would be considered opaque. Outsole as well, it has these little pillars on the underside that wrap up on the medial and lateral sides of the shoe. I don't know if they serve any purpose. I highly doubt it. They're simply there for looks. But this is a very durable shoe. You can say that about the foamposites. They're very durable. They look very sharp. In fact, these shoes, most people today simply probably pull the tongue up, slide their jeans behind them, and wear them when they go out. These aren't exactly performance basketball shoes, however they were back in their day, but today they serve primarily as retros. As far as the fit, these shoes do run big as far as length. I will say that, and it's significant. It's like a whole size or more. It runs big. That's why I don't really like wearing them. So I'll probably be getting rid of them. These would be a size 12. So if anyone wants to boost the popularity of my channel, that would be nice, and I'd probably send you these as a token of my gratitude. But that's all I have for you. I mean, they're nice looking shoes. Of course, I appreciate the artwork put into them. These are retros, that really some of the icons of the day that a lot of people like to wear, the retro models, and this is definitely one of the better ones. Of course, it's not the foamposite one, but it is a foamposite shoe. But that's all I got for you on the Penny Hardaway half cent. Pretty fresh little shoe. As far as anything else I can point out, these eyelets are metallic. These are plastic. These are not foamposite. This is not foamposite. This is simply probably etched in. This back panel here is nubuck, and it's probably cracked nubuck. If I were to be more specific, I don't know if you can see the little cracks in it, but it's not solid. I believe it's a cracked nubuck. And this upper, I'm not for sure if it's suede because it's too squishy, and suede is usually a little bit more solid, but it feels like suede. And there is another little detail. There is a textured pattern, if you can see, on the inside of the shoe, which is pretty much just like a crisscross pattern. It goes back and forth, next row, back and forth, and that's pretty much the inside of the shoe. Again, as far as like a basketball shoe, it's not that great. It's got good cushioning. It's heavy. It doesn't grip very well, and it runs big, but it's a clean looking shoe. It's a retro, and it's a good model, and glad I had a pair, but not really looking to hold on to it anymore. If there's any questions about the shoe, of course you can ask in the comments below, and I'll of course answer that question to you as soon as possible and as clearly as possible. But I do thank everybody for watching the video. I have a lot of other shoes that are not exactly performance models that I don't do reviews on, but I'm thinking about beginning to do more reviews. So if anyone has a request for anything that perhaps isn't a basketball shoe or a performance model, you can request it below, and if I do have the shoe or planning on getting the shoe, I'll see what I can do as far as doing a review on them. Anyways, thanks for watching, and as always, have a nice day.